And my brother was with me probably from day one. We were kids and we went to a racetrack down in Oskaloosa called Raha Speedway. And that was really our first experience with go-karting. Prior to that, we had been in motocross and had some fun with that. That's where the racing really started for me. We went to that track and seen that, and we're like, hey, this looks like fun. We're going to do this, you know. And so him and I started pretty much a lifelong venture. I had a friend, and he actually invited me to the racetrack and said, hey, Rich, can you come down and help me set this cart up? So I said, okay, I'll come down and I'll help you set the car up. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no adjustment on this car, you know? And I'm like, Eric, we could probably put one of these cages on a regular flat cart. You'd have more adjustability. The car would probably work better for you. He's like, sure, can you build me one? And me being me, I was like, well, I suppose I probably can. And so that was literally the first cage that was built by us for a go-kart. Eric had some pretty good success with it, you know. And so then we had Joe Beaver, and then it just went on and on. People started coming and asking for cages, and it was never really our intention to even do this when it started out. It just kind of took off on its own. As far as I know, when it comes to putting a cage on an actual go-kart, we were the first to do that and do it repetitively and do it consistently and have a good product out there. So that was I guess our first initial step into the outlaw kart world. From there, we eventually decided we were going to build the entire car from the ground up, including the chassis, all the components. So that was our next step. Here we show up at a trade show with a car, and it looks like a sprint car, and people, you know, the vendors are coming over from some of the other kart manufacturers, and they're asking, well, what is this thing, you know? And we got some laughs from some of them, you know, didn't take us serious. So, you know, what are you doing now, Rich? You know, I'm having fun. That's what I'm doing. You know, what are you doing? You're selling go-karts. I'm having fun. I'm building stuff. I'm designing stuff. I'm engineering stuff. And I'm going to change the go-kart world forever. And that's essentially what Toigo Racing has done. This started here. And from here, the people that laughed, scoffed, questioned are now actually manufacturing these. We will always be the one that's sitting on the edge, trying something new, trying something different. And when you look at the car and you look at the components that are on the car, you can see the passion in those cars, that just the way things are built and done, that we will always strive to do that. That we will do just because we love what we do.